Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going over all of my mommy must-haves. I'm breaking apart the two videos for mommy and for baby because I do have quite a bit of things, and I kind of want to go in depth with why I have certain things. Some things that work for me aren't going to work for you, and some things that worked for you might not work for me. So I'm just going to go through everything with you guys, and hopefully you enjoy this video. Give it a like if you did like it, and don't forget to share. It really helps me out if you do share the video. I want to thank everybody that has been with me through the beginning of my pregnancy up until now. I hope you guys keep enjoying these videos. Leave me some comments down below on other things that you want to see me do. Again, I'm going to do the baby must-haves, and I'm also going to do the postpartum update. I'm going to do baby update, and then I'm also going to do the video on our labor. I still haven't gotten to it. It's a lot of footage that I have to go through, so at some point I will get that up for you guys. Yeah, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to jump right into the video. First thing that I've got, I'm just going to kind of randomly go through this box that I have over here with all of my stuff. Nursing pads. I am breastfeeding. I don't have like a ton of milk that is just kind of coming out and leaking everywhere. I don't use this for that at this point. I'm using them for the coconut oil that I put on my actual nipples. That way it doesn't get onto my bra and onto my shirt and all that stuff. So I'm using these for now. I do like them. I am kind of thinking about using the cloth ones just because I feel like those might be a little bit softer than these. I did get engorged a couple of days, maybe a week after I got home. I got engorged, and so I went in the shower and I took a hot shower, let the hot water just fall onto my breast, and then I was using these. These are from Lansino. They just have little, what are they called? They're the 3-in-1 breast therapy. They're just little pearls. So you use this, you put it into these little cloth things that it has, and you pop them into the microwave for like 30 seconds, I believe it is, and you just place them right on top of your breasts. And I put them inside of my bra, and I just leave them there for a little bit. It just helps warm your actual breasts, is what I was reading, and it helps with letdown. So I took a hot shower and then I used these, and then I was able to pump, and I was able to just let milk come out, and it was the best thing ever because I mean, you get to a point where you're so engorged that you're so uncomfortable and you need to let it out. So this is a lifesaver for me. I use this, again, hot shower, and then I just use my pump. I'm starting to store. So once I feed him, I do pump maybe once, maybe twice a day. Sometimes I skip a day, just depending on how much he does eat. If I feel like I still have a lot more that I can actually get out and pump out, I'll do that just so that I can have it for when I go back to work. I've been using these now. These are just the Up and Up ones. I got these from a recommendation from one of my friends that just had a baby. She'd been using these and really liked them. So this is kind of just what they look like. They're Target brand. You just put your name, date, the volume, and the time of when you took them, and then you just lay them flat in the freezer, is what I was kind of reading off of Pinterest and everything. You lay them flat, that way they don't take up so much space. And then once that's done, you just kind of stack them up and keep going. As far as breastfeeding, another thing I've been using, I didn't have this at first, but then once I was home and I was pumping and doing all that stuff, I wanted to be hands-free. So I went and purchased the Lansino nursing bra. So it just zips up in the front, and then it has these little holes. So you put the cup in just this little area and you zip it up and your hands are free. A couple of things for postpartum care. At the hospital, they did give me a couple of things. They gave me some mesh panties. They gave me a couple pads. They were really thick pads. They gave me some Dermaplast. They gave me the Peri bottle, so just the bottle that you squeeze. You put water in it and you just squeeze it so that while you're peeing it doesn't burn. They gave me that, and then they gave me some like pads that I can put like on the couch when I came home just in case. Never used them, but I had them. Pads, they were so big and like plush that it was the most comfortable thing to wear so that there wasn't a lot of rubbing. I did have vaginal birth, so that helped out a lot, just having a lot of cushion, and I really enjoyed those. Once I came home, I started to not bleed as much, and I still use those pads because they gave me quite a bit of them. I still use them just because when I found when I was sitting, if I was sitting for a long time and I was just wearing my normal pad, there wasn't a lot of cushion, so I started to get really sore. So I used those pads for quite some time, and then I transitioned to my Always pads. I had the Always pads, the flex foam ones. They had the wings on them. I don't like those, so I went and purchased the ones that are just the heavy flow ones, and they have um, no wings on it. And these have been so helpful. They're really long too, so when sleeping or all that stuff, it keeps everything where it needs to be kept. So I've been using these quite a bit. The other thing that I got that I really like are the Always Radiant. I got these panty liners, and now I've been using the liners. I'm not bleeding as heavily, so now I'm able to just use a panty liner, and it just works out well. So these are the ones I've been using. I really like them. I like the Always brand. I think I'll just kind of stick with that. And so that's what I've been using since I got home. I have been using the Kopari coconut melt. I use this, and I showed this in my video for my belly when I was pregnant. I was using this quite a bit for stretch marks, and now I'm using it for my nipples. So breastfeeding, it comes with a lot of pain, and it comes with a lot of dry, sore nipples. So I've gone to a couple nursing classes and Mommy and Me nursing classes. I take him with me. They show me how to latch him on correctly and all of that stuff. And they've always mentioned the Kopari, or not the Kopari one, but coconut oil. So I have this, so I figured I would just use this when I came home. So I have been using this, and it's been great. It's just a thick coconut melt. It's as you can see, I kind of dug my finger in there, but it's kind of hard when you put your finger in, but once you start rubbing it onto your fingers, it literally just turns into just oil. So I put this on my nipples, and then I also use the Lancino, what is it called? The lanolin. So I have this little one, and I just put this on there. Now I want to mention that when I was at the hospital and I was breastfeeding, I just took this. This is very thick, and what they were telling me is that this works as a band-aid. It doesn't help with healing your nipples or anything like that. They said that the coconut oil does that. So what I would recommend is if you're going to the hospital, you're obviously going to be there for a couple of days. I would take this with me, but I would also take a coconut melt, because when I was there, I didn't have anything but this, and when I was rubbing it onto my nipples, since they were so sore, this is very thick and you have to really like rub it in, it actually kind of hurt. So when I got home and I was using the coconut melt and then I was using this, it helped with making this a little bit thinner and not as thick, so that when you were rubbing it on, it wasn't painful, because I found when I was just putting this on, it just hurt so bad. So I would recommend taking this and a coconut oil. This is the Dermoplast that they gave me. It's just a pain relieving spray. Another thing I want to mention are the Tux pads. They gave me those. I'm out of them completely now because I did use them all. But those are just the witch hazel like Tux pads, and they come in a little pack. They gave them to me there at the hospital. I had bought some from Target, but I returned them because I never used them. I didn't have to use them after I went through the pack that they gave me. Those are so relieving at the beginning. You basically just, when you go to the restroom, you use the peri bottle, use the water, just let that clean you off, and then you just pat dry. You spray this on, and then you put the Tux pads onto your pad, and then you just pull your pants up, or your underwear up, whatever you're wearing. And that really helped with just pain and the inflammation that you have going on. It's insane what happens down in that area. But I found that this and the Tux pads, the Peri bottle, and the really cushion pads helped out so much and helped me not have so much pain. So this is just the hospital one that they gave me. They gave me 2 of them. I only went through 1 of them. So I would recommend this and the Tux pads for a vaginal birth. Besides that, I have been using the bio oil. I do have a lot of stretch marks at the end of the pregnancy. I ended up having just a ton of stretch marks. I think I actually did mention in my last video that he was a 9-pound, 11-ounce baby. So at the very end, he just popped out and my stomach just got a ton of stretch marks. So I found the bio oil at Target, and this is just what I've been using. You use it twice a day. I've noticed, that my stretch marks aren't as noticeable. They are still very deep. But that's just kind of what happens. But I've noticed that they've kind of gone away. I don't know 100% if this is what's doing it, or just that my stomach has really just like shrunk down so much that you can't really see them. So I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm going to keep using it and I'll update you guys on it. But I do like the texture of it, and I do like that it doesn't feel so oily. I can still put my clothes on over it and it doesn't come off on my clothes or anything like that. So I do like it. I like the smell of it, everything. So I'll let you guys know what I think of that. The other thing I would recommend at the hospital as far as clothing goes, I took a ton of clothes and I wore maybe a couple of things of what I took. I don't have everything with me here, but the one thing that I do want to recommend is a nursing shirt. I took a nursing bra and I took a couple shirts. But the one thing I found myself wearing was the nursing shirt, not just like the regular shirt with the nursing bra. I just wore the nursing shirt. I was going back and forth from my room to the NICU. I mentioned that in my previous video. If you haven't seen it, I was in the NICU with him for a couple of days once he was born. So I was rushing back and forth. And the one thing that just made it easy to nurse was the nursing shirt. So I bought the Gilligan and O'Malley. And this is kind of what I wear during while I'm at home, so that it's just an easy way to just unclip it and get him fed and then just have something comfortable to wear. This is just one of them. So this is what it looks like, and as you can see up here, it just has the clip, so it just comes down. So comfortable. It's just a nice, easy little cami. I have like 5 or 6 of them now just because they're so comfortable and they're just easy to work with. And this is just basically what I wore at the hospital the entire time I was there. Make sure to take a pair of slippers, because if you're walking through the hospital, which they will have you walk even if you're not going to the NICU, just because they want to get you up and walking, make sure you take some slippers. You don't want to wear, your tennis shoes that you go into the hospital with, because they probably won't fit if they pump you with so much fluid because your feet get so swollen. So take something that's kind of big, so your feet can fit into them. The other thing I took were my sandals. I used those in the shower, wore those. Boy shorts are kind of what I'm wearing now. I wore those mesh underwear that they gave me, and I wore those after we got home. But once I was out of those, I was wearing my boy shorts from Victoria's Secret. I love those. They're just so comfortable, and the pad fits perfectly. That's what I've been wearing. So I would recommend those. I did use the small hand towel. I had mentioned that in that video. It's just like a hand face towel. I used that just to kind of wipe off my face when I got back to the room, clean my face, dry off, and all that stuff. I used that a lot. Other stuff that I used, I really didn't use. I didn't use any makeup. I didn't care about it. As far as pictures went, all natural. Who cares at that point? I was just worried about him being in the NICU, and I used my face wash, my makeup remover, stuff like that, just makeup that I had on the day that I went in. I did use my shampoo and conditioner, my soap, my loofah. I took one shower there, and that was it. And then I think that's pretty much it as far as what I used at the hospital. It was pretty low maintenance just because I wasn't sleeping a lot and I had to go and take care of him in the NICU, make sure I was feeding him and stuff like that. So we didn't get a typical stay at the hospital in your room. So that's kind of everything that I use at the hospital. I have a couple more things as far as when we got home. When we got home, our living room doesn't have a clock. Realize that afterwards. We have always just used our phones, or we would use the clicker on the TV to see what time it was. So with that, downstairs and upstairs we now have a clock. I had a clock upstairs, but downstairs I didn't have one. With nursing, you want to make sure you're feeding them every 2 hours or however long your doctor tells you to. At my point, when we got home, it was every 2 hours. So we ended up just getting a little one from Target, and it just kind of tells you the time. It has an alarm, and it also has a date, so that's really nice when you're like writing out your bag information for the storage of your milk, just because when you're off for 12 weeks, you lose track of time and you lose track of days. So this has been very helpful. It kind of lights up too later on in the day, so I don't know how. I haven't used it. It just lights up on its own. So this has been really good to have. Also having a watch. I've never worn a watch. I've never been a watch person. But when we're out and about, I don't want to have to pull out my phone to check and see what time it is. It's just nice to have it on your wrist and be able to check. So Kevin actually bought me the Fitbit, the Ulta one. I had been wanting one just before I had him, and then for taking care of myself, basically just making sure I'm getting my steps in, and I've been keeping track of my weight on here, on my phone, on the app. And then I mean, it just lights up with the time, and it has just been so helpful, just so you have you if you need to check the time, you don't have to pull out your phone, because sometimes I was breastfeeding him already and I didn't have my phone close to me, and I'm like, what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. So then it was just easy to look at my wrist and have it on and be done with it. Once I got home and I was breastfeeding, there's a lot to do with breastfeeding because there's so much stuff that you have to know and do and take care of and buy, and it's just kind of crazy. I wasn't producing as much milk at the beginning because he was in the NICU and I wasn't able to properly latch him at the beginning and all that stuff. So I wasn't producing as much milk as he needed, so we had to supplement. I started looking into lactation pills, lactation cookies, lactation teas, everything that I can find. I ended up just going online, looking one night, tired as all heck, and I ended up going and buying these. They're the Milk Makers lactation cookies. I bought the oatmeal raisin ones because I saw that these were the ones that a lot of people said that they wanted, that were the best and that tasted the best. I will tell you, these are the driest things I have ever eaten in my entire life. They're really dry and they're not good at all. So I wouldn't recommend buying those Milk Maker lactation cookies. The ones that I ended up buying were the Milk and Cookies. I bought their sampler pack. It comes with the cranberry almond oatmeal cookie, and then it comes with the oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. Those two were great. They were soft cookies. They're not like, oh my gosh, they're so good and I just want to eat them all day long. No, but they're bearable. The Milk Maker ones, I no, they were terrible. They were so hard. They tasted disgusting. I wouldn't recommend those. I mean, they were so dry that even the guy, when we went to Babies R Us, when I went to go buy them at the store, he was like, make sure you have a cup of water because they're dry. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, when I got home and I tried them, they were disgusting. I would not recommend those. So anyways, the ones I would recommend are the milk and cookies. I ate all of the ones that I got. I think it was like a 2 week supply. I ended up eating all of those, and I will tell you that I have had more milk come in. Again, I don't know if they're from those, if it's from him just feeding on more and us having a good latch and now being able to produce, but I feel like that the cookies are what had helped out. I ate one at night one night, and that night when I went to feed him the first time, I was like, I had so much milk that I was like, whoa, what's going on? So I kind of think it was from the cookies, but again, I don't know 100% if it is. I feel like it has helped out, but again, it's also, we've had a better latch. We've been able to do, you know, he's been on more, so with that, there's more milk that comes. So I just wanted to mention those if you are looking for some type of help with getting some more milk in. Do not buy those milk maker ones because you will just be like, what the heck are these things? The milk and cookies, best ones. I'm going to order again. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I kind of said it was going to be a long one just because there's so much stuff that mom needs, and I wanted to go in depth with everything, as far as why I used it and what I used it for and all that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to still make videos as much as possible and get them up for you guys. Leave me some comments on stuff that you want to see. I will be showing him as soon as I get a video up where he's awake. I don't want to wake him up just because he's just so peaceful and I don't want to wake them up. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.